center, though, it's not reflecting any light. It's almost like it's just absorbing all of the light from the because you know like how before the whole complex was illuminated when you activated that engine, and so all the faces they had like light and there's lava in the channels. It's the same thing in here.
Are there any other like notches, levers?
Nope. You just well, you're pretty far from it, but until it looks at you, it's just this black block.
Can I discern realities?
You can try.
That is an 11.
Okay.
Where's the book? I guess I'll ask, what here is useful or valuable?
That black block, because you realize that it's not. It looks like
Ooh, is it
looks like
anvil?
That's what I was
yeah.
thinking.
When you're looking at it, you realize that with the light behind it, the silhouette, it looks anvil shaped, but it's not like, you know how an anvil normally has like the kind of piece on the end, like the tooth part is like curved and smooth. This one's just kind of blocked.
Oh. What should I be on the lookout for?
You know, there's nothing in here you can see that you should be on the lookout for. There's nothing that looks immediately threatening to you.
That was a very calculated response.
Dude, we've been playing with
I would say.
Sorry.
If you can't see anything, I'm just going to say you don't see it. I'm not going to say there is none.
So,
where is treasure hidden?
None. You don't think there's any treasure in this room?
Shucks. Okay.
This anvil is amazingly awesome. As the dwarven skeleton said, this is probably reserved just for this one thing. You've gone through quite a bit to get here.
Okay. Is the dwarf around?
Not that you can see. You've run into discern realities questions.
I know that, but I figured I'd see him it'd be pretty obvious.
He's getting ready to ambush you all.
Really?
I don't know, maybe. So what are you guys doing?
I'm keeping a watchful eye around the room.
I'm going to go investigate the forge. We don't see any danger.
Who had the hammer?
Me.
Yes, who has the hammer? I think it was Warpath.
I thought it was me too.
Yeah, it's you.
Okay, so if I have the hammer, and Adam wants to go check out the anvil, I'll hand him the hammer while I keep a watchful eye on the hallway where we've come from, and just kind of stay on high alert and keep searching the room in case something pops up.
I'll go over with Wave at the hammer. Maybe I can help.
Yes, Wave. Here's the hammer. Use this. I'll keep a watchful eye on the corridor behind us.
You're just afraid what's going to happen.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's right.
All right, so I grab the hammer and I go over to the anvil.
So the anvil is, it looks like it would be better, the size of it is better suited for, ironically, a rather large person. Katra and I guess Shane's character, previous character, not Tremulous, what was your Chthon vampire's name?
Oh, Terminus.
Terminus. The myth you saw back at the Tyr's arm, that's about more appropriate. Like, this thing is considerably large. And you can also see that it's been chained into the, like, there are chains around the foundation that are, like, where the base is, you can see chain links that loop through it, like it's being chained to something under the floor. So it can't be moved.
The anvil?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's completely geometrically blocked, like most dwarven objects tend to be, and it doesn't reflect any light. But and whatever it's made of, it's completely smooth. There's no dents on it. It looks almost like it's like polished obsidian or something.
How do you tell that if it's not reflecting light?
Well, if you can the light will, I guess what is that?
Oh, I think it's just one of the dairy people coming down the.
Okay. I'm assuming if you like ran your hands along it to test it, you would see that it's not there's like no, this surface is really smooth.
Okay. Are there any
Even if
levers
it's not
or anything?
like, I guess I'm just saying like it's not like like steel would shine.
Right.
This is more
Like a how can
it's
I
like
put it?
stone almost. Like there's still light. You can see the surfaces, but it's not shining light. Like you can't really see the dwarven faces reflecting scintillating light.
Well,
Okay.
use the hammer and smack those swords. See what happens.
Well, first I will hit the forge itself with the hammer.
The forge.
Yeah. Or the anvil, I mean.
Okay. You strike the hammer against it, and it makes like it makes a metallic boom.
Nothing happens.
No.
Are there any other levers or buttons in the room?
None that you can see.
Is there a forge?
Between the dwarven statues, they look like almost like these mouths that are set surrounding the entire room that you could heat metal in.
Okay, I'm gonna go and examine one of those. If I put one of the swords inside of it, what happens?
If you're holding it, what would the swords do?
I thought he just had to.
Did the swords ever communicate with you, or are they just kind of
They haven't
silent?
yet, but that's the whole purpose of this exercise.
Okay, they don't do. You put the swords in, and after a time, they'll start to get red. The metal will heat up, but they don't do anything. They don't move or make any mental communications or anything of the sort.
I'd figure you need to use the hammer to strike one of your swords on the anvil.
Right. So I'll go and do that after they're slightly heated.
Okay. So you go over to the anvil, and you gotta climb on top of it to get to actually reach the top of it. And you place one of the swords on it, and you hit it with the hammer, and you hear like in your mind there's like this mental gasp of like someone that's been in a coma just abruptly wake, almost like someone that's been in a dream for a really long time, just gasping, almost panicked, like they've been awoken after decades. And you can feel that the swords, it's surprised, and but then when you like, and you're actually a little panicked, so you're looking around, almost like you're wary of enemies or some kind of hostile threat. When you see nothing, the sword actually starts to calm down, and then you calm down.
Okay. And then I'll so that was probably the gold sword, so I'll do the same with the blue silver.
And actually, in your mind, you get a flash of the if the sword is asking you, where's my sister? Where's my twin?
Well, hit the other one.
Yeah, I'll hit the other one.
Okay, and you get it's kind of the same thing. It's a shock, as if being awoken. It's like almost splashed with cold water, kind of an awakening. And then you can feel both of the minds communicating to you, asking who you are.
So they don't remember me? That's a bummer.
Well, were they? I thought they were. Were they awake at that point, or?
Well, I don't know. Because we were, it's the reason I didn't lose my mind is that they were there.
Well, and maybe the reason why you didn't lose your mind, they might have lost part of theirs, trying to insulate you from whatever bad thing happened.
Well, I just mean, like, because it took years to put my body back together, and, like, if you're alone for that long, you kind of go a little crazy.
Oh, so they were kind of helping, keeping you going?
Yeah.
Then why would they have gone to sleep?
And see, that's the question. That was the thing, is once I manifested a physical body, I was no longer able to speak with them.
So maybe
The quest.
okay, then we'll say they do remember you, but there was something about your physical form they can only communicate with, kind of like your soul, like it was intertwined with them.
Okay. So this is new
And now that like they were still asleep, or they were almost imprisoned. So you kind of broke that. So now they're free. They can actually communicate with you again.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, you can see them both in your mind. You can feel them both warmly thanking you.
So I'll turn to Katra, Warpath, and Agron. That's his name, right?
Uh-huh.
And smile and say, "It's done. They're awake."
Woo!
And if Chris was here, I'd say that Agron can now feel the sentience in both of those swords.
Can his sword as well?
Not necessarily. Well, maybe.
They
Yeah, I'd say
probably
that his
wouldn't like
sword
each
will
other.
because what?
The swords won't like each other.
I was gonna.
Well, Agron's sword can now kind of in essence smell their souls. Like they were kind of insulated. They were sealed away. You've broken the seal, so now they're manifested again. So his sword actually could sense them and might want to drink of them.
Or
That'll be interesting. So that completes what we came here to do.
Oh crap! We were going to Chris's home island, and that's.
well, I figured this would take a little longer, but I guess not.
No, this was like the last thing to do.
Is there anything on the way there?
We can still do tons of stuff. Yeah, we can do stuff on the way there. We don't have to get there right away, especially without Chris. We could go and.
I got some ideas. Okay. Well, you guys can tell me what you want to do now that you're done with this, and then we'll just see what kind of pans out with that.
Okay, so should we go and see the Forge Master?
The what?
Let's go see the Forge Master.
The who?
There's a whole thing in this campaign that I'm waiting for a good point to reveal it. I wanted to let you guys do kind of your little side thing. It's over. I'm gonna try to work it in.
What did you say, Adam?
We should go and bring the hammer back to the Forge Master Dwarf metal.
Oh, the dwarf duder. I don't know. It's kind of a cool hammer. Maybe we should take it.
No.
I think that I'd rather bring it to him. I don't think it'll end well if we just take it, and maybe we'll get something out of it if we bring it back to him.
Maybe. I don't know. He's a pretty stingy little dwarf. I imagine if we give it to him, he's not going to do anything other than what he's already done, which he probably thinks is more than we deserve.
He gave you the key to get to the forge to awaken the magic swords, and
Yep.
So
I think he was pretty nice.
I gotta go.
Okay. So that's just me as the GM. Melissa is AFK for a bit, so I'm going to control her character.
So, is there any isn't she get to ask if there's any treasure left in this place? or something?
She gets that when she's discerning realities, she can ask if there's any treasure hidden. Like she knows where the treasure is, but you guys had already. Well, okay, so there's in the previous area there are some fire cores. You didn't use all of them. There's some raw ore. Agron pilfered some books on metallurgy.
Okay, so do we want to keep exploring this place, or do we want to take off?
Well, to your knowledge, you have gone to every single area in here. You've left no. You've gone to every room that you could see that you discovered.
All right. Well, I think.
Like if we had the camera going, you'd be able to see the map that I drew from last time, and there aren't any doors that you haven't gone through.
Maybe what we can do is we can give the hammer back to the dwarf and ask him if he has any advice on where we can find some more powerful weapons to fight a greater foe.
We could always go back to the captain's watch and look for another job.
Well, first things first, we got to return the hammer to the dwarf anyway, right? So
Yeah,
let's go take it back to him, and then we'll ask him and see what he says.
Okay, so you go back up. You find the dwarf. He's sitting. He's just sitting at the on the edge of his sarcophagus, and he looks at Wave and asks. He just says, "Is it done?"
I'll nod and offer him the hammer. It is done.
He takes the hammer and he says, let me see them."
I'll draw them out and I guess kind of spin them so I'm still holding like the pommel, but the handle is.
Oh, so you're gonna basically offer him the handle.
Yeah.
Okay. He takes both and he kind of tests them, and he gives him kind of a couple practice swings, and then he hands them back, and he says, "These are fine blades. Treat them well."
I will.
And then he offers out his hand to you again.
Again, because I don't learn, I'll take it.
This time he just shakes it. This time he just shakes it and he gives you a knowing nod, a respectful nod.
I'll nod back.
Completely unknowing.
Do you plan to forge more now, or will you go back to sleep?
What did you say?
Do you plan to forge more now, or will you go back to sleep?
He says, there's nothing for me to forge. There's no more work for me to do.
Then may you find rest, peace in your rest.
And he just kind of grimly nods. You know, it's almost like a sad thing. Like he doesn't have any. He can't make facial expressions. You kind of tell that obviously he's weary and maybe a little sad. And and he just crawls back in it and lays down.
Well, I'll reach out and say, we could use someone on our ship to help us as we're preparing for battle against this great enemy. You could join us. We'd be glad to have you.
He says he asks you what great enemy.
That's a great question. That's part of the mystery. All we know is that he's capable of turning his henchmen into monsters of incredible power. It took the entire crew and the cost of life of my brother just to defeat one of his evil henchmen.
He says, how is it a mystery to you if you know what he can do?
We don't know his end goal. We have seen bits of his plan, but the final culmination of his goals is still unknown to us.
Knowing what he can do doesn't mean that we know it doesn't mean we know everything he can do.
Knowing what he has done.
Right. Knowing what he has done doesn't mean we know everything he can do.
He says, if he can, as you say, turn people into monsters, then how come he doesn't turn you into monsters?
Doesn't serve his purposes, I imagine.
Well, I guess he doesn't really know what you guys are talking about. He says,
I say to him, why don't you come with us and you can find out and ask him yourself.
well, he says, conflict finds everyone, and everyone finds a way. You'll have to find your own. You'll have to work and find and carve your own path.
Very well. Then enjoy your rest.
If we find something to challenge your abilities to forge, find new plans or a new idea, we'll bring it back to you.
He nods again. Maybe a little happier. Maybe with a little more vigor.
I think that's going to be part of my new thing. Is as I adventure, that will be another thing on the back of my mind. I want to find something to challenge him with to forge.
Make me an ice cream scoop.
What?
Ice cream scoops. They never work right. They always get stuck in the ice cream. That's the challenge. Make an ice cream scoop that actually gets the ice cream out easily. I'm telling you.
You just install a fire core.
Challenge accepted.
So, So I guess we'll load up in the ship from here, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're done here.
Okay.
But I don't know what we're going to do next, because we really can't go without Chris. That was where we were going to go next, right?
Well, are you taking anything with you? Like any of the fire cores, any of the metal, anything?
My character is pretty
I
smart.
came and got what I wanted.
Okay.
Maybe Melissa wants to take something.
Oh, I bet Melissa does.
She pockets some of the gold ore before she leaves.
Yeah. My character's not really interested in anything if it's not going to be a weapon or something to help him get his vengeance.
Well, she's a pirate, so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where Chris's island is, do I? Because I'm the one that'd be able to find it easy.
No, but but we can, if you guys want to go back to Crescent Harbor or something, you can go back there to, do something else in the interim while we wait for.
Well, so let's go back to Crescent Harbor and do research as to how far away his island is, and then it could very well be far away, and that we'll have to stop along the way or something.
Well, he knows where his own island is. It's just that, unfortunately, Chris never actually emailed me any details of his island, so I have no idea. Like, I don't want to just invent too much of stuff about it, contrary to his own vision.
But what I'm saying is when we came to the Sword Vault, or left the Sword Vault, we found adventure along the way, right? So if his island is super far away.
Well, yeah, it can be really far away. We'll do a little detour thing on the way there.
So I mean, if it's super far away, we could take a delivery job from Crescent Harbor to someplace along the way, and make money.
Well, why do we need to make money?
If you want to do a delivery job, it's a lot faster to go to Metacarpolis and look for one there since it's so close. Like Crescent Harbor is really far away, but that's still possible if you want to go to the Crescent Harbor delivery job on the way there.
But why are we trying to make money? We have more than we can use at the moment anyway. We walked away from the cores. We walked away from more valuable things back in the vault. Why are we turning around and going for money now?
The cores are dangerous.
But we could sell them for. I mean, I guess I don't understand. Like, why did we leave money sitting there to go and get a job working to get money? It just seems. I don't understand.
Because I don't feel like taking from that place anymore. I'm done taking things from there.
Another question. Why didn't you guys try to figure out what that other devil guy's up to? I mean, you know he's doing something, but you haven't really done anything to figure out what the heck his goal is.
I don't really know what to do. I mean, he's way too powerful. We can't confront him.
Well, you don't know that.
We also don't know where he's at. He knows everything about us because he was to create these super monstrous, creatures. If we had to fight 2 of those dragons, if he's got 2 of his bodyguards that can do that.
How long did he have to prepare that for? That's isn't just whip out a dragon. Like, the dude had to become more powerful over time.
Yeah, but would you create your most powerful person and send him off to do missions? Or would you create 1 or 2 of your most powerful people and keep them around as bodyguards and then make, I don't know, in my mind I'm thinking if he had the power to create somebody like that once...
We don't have to confront him to find out what he's doing. We can still go do research. Go ask around in Metacarpolis.
Well, the whole point of doing research, we're going to Chris's place to do research.
Shane.
What?
You're assuming that so you're assuming that he you're assuming that whatever he did to Panzer is something he can just easily do.
Yeah.
Now you know he gave Panzer something.
Right.
You don't know if he only has one of whatever that thing is. You don't know its limitations.
Right, or he might have more.
Well, he might have more, but also...
You also might die in a car accident on the way to work. You still go to work.
Well, no, I'm trying not to give away stuff, and I'm trying to address some things that might be making you guys a little worried, and or to kind of address some questions maybe you've thought of but you haven't asked, and you don't know, he gave Panzer, so Warpath knows he gave Panzer something. He doesn't know what it was. You just know Panzer got it. Panzer got more powerful, but you don't know if he could control Panzer. You don't know if he has more than one of these things. You don't know what the limitations are. Some devices, they require a recharge period or something.
Yeah.
and you've
But
never.
remember, he came back into the ashes of. He pulled something from the ashes of Panzer and took it with him.
So whatever he gave Panzer, it's reasonable to assume he took it back. Now, if he's got a bunch of these things, or if he can easily make them or whatever, why would he bother taking it back? Or maybe it's really valuable or something like that. Maybe he has to recharge it or something. Another thing is, you guys are keep saying he's a super powerful monster, mega devil guy. You've never actually seen him do anything except for sew Agron's mouth shut when he admittedly deserved it. And it's a little bit of metagamey, and there's a little bit of metagamey, like stuff. You guys probably had the same assumptions about Strahd. Now look how that turned out.
I actually, comparing the two in my mind, I think this guy's more powerful than Strahd, but yeah,
But you've never
maybe
actually seen him do anything.
He seems more like a behind-the-scenes person. I don't always feel like he's super powerful. He just has really long-reaching plans.
Well, yeah, he's a devil. He's
More
probably thousands of years.
Well,
He's probably thousands of years old. He's probably got a bunch of like in a lot of ways, he is like Strahd. He's likely immortal. He's likely existed for a very long time. He probably does have a lot of powers, a lot of abilities. He's probably going to be really strong and really tough. But to give you guys a third metagaming thing. In Dungeon World, there is a official, quote-unquote, official maximum amount of hit points and armor that a monster can have, and there's a maximum amount of damage a monster can do. Like, it's all based off of questions you ask. So the most ancient and powerfulest of dragons has, I think, an armor of 4, 24 hit points, and you roll d12 twice, take the best thing. So, like a dragon in this game could tear you apart, but it's not like, it's not unreasonable that if you get the drop on it, that you could kill it, or mostly kill it at level 1.
Well, right, and even right now, we're not confronting him. We're trying to find out more about what he's been doing. So maybe it would be a good idea to go and visit other populated areas and see if he's visited there, if people have seen him.
Another idea would be to just, Metacarpolis has it's got devil enclaves. You could go there and see if anyone knows where he lives or something. You could ask questions there. Yes, you might get in a spot of trouble or whatever, but if you want to do research, you can't just go to an angel library and learn these things there. Like there is no. You got to think of it like in medieval library, they don't have necessarily books on all this stuff everywhere or whatever. That's like when you went to the library, you didn't find a lot of information because they just didn't have it. It's not an area of interest for them.
Right.
But Chris's island has a larger population of psychics, so that's why they're more apt to know what you guys wanted to know as opposed to the angel library.
About psychic things.
Yeah.
I guess we'll head off to Metacarpolis then and see what we can find out about him.
I'm just throwing some other so you guys don't assume that, if you try to confront him that it's like a, oh, you're all dead instantly, ha ha ha, no roll, or
right.
The fight ain't, if you fail, you're dead, or it's not, you got to think Panzer was a dragon. I gave him mostly dragon stats. You guys still killed him. I mean, yes, Ironhide died. That was, mostly bad rolling type stuff, but I mean, you guys killed a friggin' dragon at level 2 or 3 or something? It was insane.
That's true, huh?
I mean, we've faced pretty crazy things.
Yeah, and you've either, you've managed to flee, I mean, because running's always an option, And I'm not saying, like, oh, go find the guy and fight him, you'll win, even if you die. I mean, you don't know what he might have. I'm just saying that this particular thing in particular isn't like, oh, there's no way you can kill it or something like that. You got to have the right magic item or whatever to do it. It's just, there's definitely a ceiling when it comes to monster stats. So if you fought this guy one-on-one, chances are you'd probably kill him. He might take one or two of you guys out, but I mean, if it was just you guys all versus him, it's just kind of the nature of the game.
Yeah.
But that's also why you shouldn't expect to fight this guy. You shouldn't assume he's going to be all by his lonesome or anything like that. Even if he seems to be all by his lonesome. So, with all that information out there, part of it, yes, was a mechanics thing. Because I wanted to let you guys kind of because I feel like that if you guys, you should be aware as players about what to expect out of what the game kind of assumes or does. I think that helps you guys make more informed decisions about what you do.
Yeah.
And I don't expect you to read 400 pages of book because that's ridiculous. So with all that information, though, and also some context, what do you guys want to do now? Like, where do you want to go? If you want to go to Chris's Island, we can do a little side thing on the way. If you want to do a delivery job, we can work that into this as well. So we can kind of keep going there. So when Chris does play, we're not like all the way somewhere else, then having to travel to his island to get some, to have something interesting happen.
What do you think, Adam?
Huh?
What do you think, Adam?
Let's go to Metacarpolis and see if we can find. Let's go to Metacarpolis and we can see if we can find anything about him individually, and we can also look for any information on items that might turn Tarkon into dragons.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay, so, and you're not taking anything, no fire cords, you're going to leave all that stuff here, except for Katra pocketed. I'm going to say she just pocketed the gold ore while no one was looking, because it makes sense for her.
Right.
Yeah.
Do we need the fire cores? Can we do anything with them besides
sell them?
When part of the traveling route for the ship is that on a miss you can consume fuel, and that's what Katra's ship runs on is fire cores. That's what her elemental bombard runs on is fire cores.
Well, if we can,
they're an ample
let's take them. I didn't know that.
Okay. So you guys will take those, and they're stable, they're contained, no worries. So you're leaving, you're going to Katra's ship, and you see as you leave the cave entrance, you hear a voice behind you. I take it your visit was fruitful.
Oh my gosh.
There you go. Yeah, actually, we were thinking maybe we'd try and find out more about.
You turn around and you see that he is standing on the mouth above the mouth of the cave. He's floating there, and above him, upside down, is his ship.
Is our ship okay?
Yeah. As far as you can tell, it's perfectly fine and normal. You don't see any of Katra's crew, but the ship looks in no way harmed or modified.
Okay, so what are you doing here?
Well, like you, I have business here. I've come in search of something.
What are you searching for? What are you trying to do?
Well, this is the great sword, if unimaginatively named, the sword vault. So I assume there's swords here, and I'm in the market for one, as it were.
I wonder what the Forge Master will think. Well, we didn't see any remaining.
You didn't see any swords in the sword vault.
Did we?
No, we didn't.
We weren't really looking, though, I guess.
Well, I'll just take a look on my own if you don't mind. You can be on your way. I don't really have business with you. I just wanted to wait until you did what you came to do and left. I don't mean you any ill will.
Yeah, what if I don't believe you?
Well, you can believe me or not believe me. It doesn't really make any difference to me.
You guys have a dog now?
We've had a dog since we moved in here. It's a massive dog. But she's a scaredy dog when people are shooting guns, which people are shooting guns, so she's kind of a... or fire. It's one of the two. Someone's shooting a gun, or if they're lighting fireworks or something out here.
Something is scaring the dog.
Do you think we should try to attack him now, Adam, while he's alone?
Why are we attacking him? I just want to know what's going on.
Well, I don't...
What?
Knock this and talk down his nose to us, but I still don't like.
I don't like his attitude.
I don't like his attitude, but I don't think. And this is a character thing. Like, if your character thinks that violence solves problems and has an issue with him and would attack him simply for that reason.
No, he's more he's more calculating, but he's a little concerned the fact that
This guy's
we just don't know what he can do. Do you know what I mean? If he has something that can turn a character into a full-fledged dragon, we don't know how quickly he can use it. We don't know if he can use it on himself. We don't know if he attacks him. Could he pop?
Well, to be fair, Tarkons are close already. It's something they can eventually do on their own.
That's true.
Yeah, and Warpath.
So does that mean he could be a devil?
The what?
But does it amplify the latent ability of the creature? So does that mean if he used the same thing on himself, he'd become a full-fledged, I don't know, demon spawn or? I just feel like we're fighting so many unknowns.
Warpath is smart enough to think about?
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so Warpath, as a Tarkon, and since very few people deal with Tarkons, almost no one actually is aware of this. Tarkons are possessed. Oh, this people usually know. Tarkons are very warlike because they were born from the blood of warring things made them. So they're kind of constantly aggressive and angry. And when they get angrier, they will start to like their bodies will start to burn hotter. They'll get hotter, and if they get angry enough, it'll actually start to bleed through them. That's why the picture of the Tarkon has the fire coming out of his chest, like he's getting consumed by rage. And so dragons are born when a Tarkon is so overwhelmed with rage that their body can't contain it, and so sometimes they just explode and they get burned to cinders. Sometimes they explode into dragons, because that's also what dragons are. They're elemental, astral things that are born from anger or some other kind of wrath or greed or whatever. That's why dragons are greedy. That's why that's why they have the fire.
What is it good for?
Well, I guess maybe what I need to say to... Sorry, you guys keep breaking up. Say again?
I was going to say, so So from Warpath's perspective, all this guy really had to do to get Panzer into a dragon was just make him angrier.
They turned into a stone dragon spewing lava.
What?
He turned into a stone dragon that could spew lava.
That's what Tarkons do.
They turn into stone?
They
While
are.
their body becomes like a lava gushing fire thing.
Okay. Well, I guess maybe then what I say to him is, if you don't tell me what's going on and you don't give me a reason to believe that you're not here for some nefarious purpose, I'll make it my business. And I'll settle my score with you right here and now.
Yes, you, Warpath.
What's that?
Well, okay, you say, if you don't tell me what you're up to, he says, why would you think I'm up to anything?
Because I know you gave something to Panzer to make him more than he previously was, and I know you have some connection to all these other things that are going on. I want to know what you're doing.
I didn't make Panzer more than he was.
Then what did you
gave
take
him
from Panzer?
The push he wanted.
And why did you do it?
I wanted to see what would happen. I didn't do anything to Panzer he didn't want. And you know what? I think you want that very thing.
Sorry, you're breaking up. What was the last part? You think he thinks? What did he say? I think you what?
He says. I think you also want that. I think you want the power to destroy anyone that stands before you, to conquer any land you find. But there's one thing that you and Panzer don't have in common.
What might that be?
You are too afraid to admit that. Look at you, traveling around with with a kobold and a human. If you wanted to, you could kill them all, take the ship, do whatever you wanted, but you deny it.
Huh. I didn't expect this conversation to go anywhere like this at all. That's so funny. You gonna weigh in here, Wade, for saying anything?
It's interesting the way that darkness can tempt you, isn't it? It's why you... It's the danger of staring into the abyss.
So I guess I say to him, so that's your game?
Panzer didn't stare into the abyss. He embraced who he was.
I'm not talking about Panzer.
So you go around and offer people this power and this ability just so you can watch what's left of the Sundered world be more destroyed? Is that your game? Is that your end goal?
No. I don't
Then what is it
go
you
around
want?
with people power to destroy others. I go around when it suits me and give people what they really want. And I don't do it for altruistic means. I mean, look at me, I'm a devil. And as he's talking, you notice his mouth never moves. Again, you've never once seen him move his mouth. He says, "I do it because ultimately I get something out of the bargain. I get what I want, and you know what? I can admit that."
Sorry, you're
Just
breaking
like-
up. What is he saying? I get what I want, and what is that?
He says, I do it to get what I want, and I can admit that. It's what I am. Just like this kobold takes gold that she finds. At least she's not denying her nature.
Wait, who, me?
Yeah.
So what's going on?
The devil's talking to you guys.
Yeah, but what is he giving me?
Oh no, you took some gold.
A hard time.
He's giving
Okay,
you.
never mind.
So I say,
Never mind. I'm taking gold. I'm good.
unless you want to see my darker nature, I recommend you go ahead and tell me what it is you're actually after. What is it you want?
You're too afraid to show me your darker nature.
Oh, I don't know. I could be persuaded to set that fear aside this once.
Really?
I think this has gone on long enough. I vote we leave.
Oh, it's getting so tense.
No, I'm
Well-
saying that in character. That's not me. That's
Oh.
Wade. We're
I
still
turned
there.
to you and
Still 10. You still have to make your decision.
I turn to you, my gal, and I go, he's up to something, and I want to know what it is.
Show me, frail Tarkon, who fled Bahamut's spine. Show me your darker nature.
Oh, okay, let's make it fun. All right, so I'm gonna roll some focus then.
He says, he holds up his hands and he says, "But before anything happens, is this going to be all of you against me, or is it just going to be a one-on-one thing?"
Oh, this is just me and you.
And to that,
That seems like a bad idea.
to that, his mouth opens and he laughs, and it sounds like multiple voices all laughing at once. Or did you leave your spine at the span?
No, okay, that's it. Okay, let's roll me some focus and turn my hands into blades. Oh, that's fine. Well, that's some XP right there. That's a great way to start off the fight. Yeah, that's not good there.
You are you're so overcome with rage.
Yeah.
That you're overcome by a fear you've never actually experienced before. So whenever you try to gain focus, you're going to be at -1 ongoing until the fight's over.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna grow my arms into big blades, and I'm gonna roar, and I'm gonna charge him.
Okay.
Did you get any focus?
I got one, maybe. Yeah, I get one focus.
So he holds.
Yeah, I had a failed roll, so I get XP. Yay! I might need you to save me at some point.
Great.
So he stands
You
before
can teleport me out of here, right? If things go bad, Wave, right? Right, Wave, right?
No, I don't have that power yet.
Well,
So as you rush towards him, these black chains burst out of the ground and they try to wrap around you. They're covered in spikes. So what are you doing, Warpath?
I'm gonna try to dodge.
Okay.
Okay, so I rolled 2d6 for that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't. That's another failed roll.
Again.
Yep, another failed roll.
So this is gonna be over faster than I thought.
Yeah, me too.
So, and this will be, I don't know, well, whatever. It is what it is.
So where are we?
You're on the sword vault.
Or we're still in there?
You
At the
were
entrance?
leaving.
Oh, okay.
Shane, 12 damage, ignores armor.
12 damage.
Jeez.
You're bound in these chains, and they pull you to the ground, and he just starts walking toward you. I have to admit, even for a Tarkan of your stature, I assumed it'd be more of a fight than this. And then he leans down to you face to face, and he says, and he holds up his hand and says, "I know what'll make this more interesting." And then this iron sphere floats out of his robes.
So can I break the chains with strength, or
Will
will
I
it free?
steal the spear?
Well, yes, Wave, you recognize this is the sphere he pulled out of Panzer.
Yeah, that's not going in my friend.
So he motions his hand up, and the chains, they jerk you up straight, Warpath. So yeah, you can try to break out of the chains if you want to roll strength.
All right, let's roll strength. Oh, yeah, natural 12.
Woo.
Okay, so you break free just as he grabs the sphere and he starts to shove it towards your chest. What are you doing now?
Oh, I'm going to. I'm actually gonna try to block the attack with Constitution and just see if I can't get him at the same time. So I'll take the damage to kind of, I guess, hit him with damage.
If you take the damage, the sphere is going inside of you.
No,
Don't
I
do
want to go ahead and block that with Constitution. So I guess.
You need to use strength to hold his arm away, or dex to dodge out of the way.
I'll use. Can I use Constitution to harden my skin to block the blow?
Yes, if you spend your point of focus, then yes, I'll let that fly.
Okay, I thought I only had to spend focus to block to give me to mitigate the damage though. I have to use the focus.
This is an extreme situation.
Oh, this is an extreme situation. In that case, then I'll use strength to hold off the spear. So let me roll strength again. Oh, I got a 13 in strength.
Okay, so you're holding him back, and
Can I...
so I guess Waver or Katra, do you guys want to interfere on this?
Yeah, I'm gonna look around and get a 12 to view folds and spend one of those automatically to take the sphere from him.
Okay, you slip the sphere away, and he doesn't have any eyes, but he stops to look at you, and he says, and he holds up his hand and he kind of wags his finger like, "I thought we agreed no outside interference."
No, we agreed that
Is there...
it's not an attack. I didn't hit you with my swords.
He's got a point.
Katra, what are you doing?
Is the spear out of his hand?
Its Wave has it now.
I at least want to find some, scan the environment for some mayhem.
Negative 1. There's really not a lot here to look at.
Okay. Really, negative 1?
Yeah.
No, it's still 7. I have a
Okay.
+3 on my wisdom.
Okay. Good on you.
Yeah. So I still hold 1 mayhem. I.
Mayhem. Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna try and distract or impede him so that Warpath gets a +1 forward. Not
Okay,
against him, but maybe just to even get away.
Well, it's +1 forward against him. However, Warpath wants to handle it. But what are you doing to distract him? You can't just say, "Oh, I just do it." You gotta have something to.
Can I jump on his back?
Okay. So you're like, you jump on his back and you're like, Warpath, hurry, get away, do something,
Tee-hee!
Now, see, I just took a ball. I didn't go this far.
Warpath, what are you doing?
Oh, isn't there a move where I can like open myself up to do extra damage to him or something?
It's if that's if you hack and slash and get a 10+. So you can opt to take damage to deal bonus damage.
Okay, let's hack and slash and see how it goes then.
Okay.
I get a 9.
Okay. So
Oh wait, but I have that +1 that I could use for preparation.
Okay.
Yeah, I have her +1. That's right. So that makes it a 10, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna open myself up to damage, do some extra damage to him. That gives me what, an extra 1d6 or something?
Yeah.
Okay. So do I get to roll damage now?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of you, and 2 of you. Okay. Let's see. So I do 17 damage.
Okay. You stab him in his chest, and he looks down, and looks back up, and he.
Sorry, you're breaking up. Say again.
Okay, he looks down. Looks down where you stabbed him, and he looks back up at you, and then he says, "You've ruined these robes." and his body becomes covered in this kind of black fire, and you take 15 damage.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Is that minus armor or ignores armor?
I'm not wearing any anyway. Good night.
Are you dead?
No, but I think I am. I think I am gonna pop a healing potion.
That's fine.
If you're gonna pump a healing potion, you're gonna have to roll to defy danger against him because he's not gonna let up.
Am I still on his back, please, for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, you take.
Do I take
Actually, yeah, you take 15 damage as well.
You kidding me?
Are you dead?
No.
Does anybody else feel like running? I feel like running.
I feel like running too.
Sorry,
I would
Melissa.
like to
You
run.
were on his back when that happened, so it
I
makes
get
sense.
it. Well, couldn't I have jumped off?
You didn't know he was gonna do that.
Whatever.
Run away.
I too will jump off and pop a healing potion.
So okay, so I gotta defy danger. Can I defy that with strength and hold him off?
He's on fire. You're gonna have to defy danger with Dex to dodge him.
Okay, that makes sense. Or can I use Constitution since I'm all fired up myself and I should be having fire coming out of my chest right now too?
This is Hellfire. This is like.
Okay, so different level then. Ooh, I roll a 12, natural 12 plus my dexterity. I get a +1, so 13.
And
What about Agron? What's he doing?
forgot about Agron.
Yeah, this is what happens.
This happens all the time.
Let's say he go back to the ship.
He ran to the ship because his sword told him to go away.
Yeah.
His sword's like, nope, team, nope, nope, nope.
Maybe he brings the ship for us to have a quick getaway?
You guys are... You can run to the ship if you want to.
What about Warpath?
They're saying Warpath...
I'm running to my ship.
Okay.
And bringing it.
Okay.
Bring it.
Oh.
Warpath, you dash away and you grab a potion and you drink it, and
That restores all my health, right?
No, 10 hit points.
10 hit points.
Yep.
Okay, let's see here. That gives me what? 13.
I was down to 2.
I'm gonna. Let's see it. Shoot. Done 17 damage.
well, you're running to the ship and he
Should I
says
try to do more, or do you think I should run? What do you guys think?
Yes,
Run.
he says before you go, I believe you have something of mine.
Screw you. We're running.
Oh, I'll be sure to give it to you next time I see you.
Well, it's Wave's. Wave has it. It's Wave's decision.
He points it at you,
Me?
Katra. Yes, and he says, stop,
Why?
because you're trying to go to the ship.
No. Why?
The only reason I haven't annihilated you is because I have a modicum of respect for you, which you've almost completely depleted. If you value your ship, tell him to return what is mine.
Wave, give him back his spear.
Okay, I'll spend another fold to put it back in his robes.
He says, thank you.
Ooh, wait. How close is it in size to a grenade?
Oh my god. It's about this.
No. We'll just throw it in there with it.
Yeah. Teleport them both right in there.
You got one on you.
Wave. I'm gonna tell you. Before you do this, what if he survives?
What?
What if he survives?
You just got done telling us he's not that powerful of a monster. I've already done 17
No, I
damage.
was telling us that we don't know how powerful he is, so we don't have anything to go on as far as, like...
But there's a cap, right? I mean, he can't have more than, I don't know, like 25 hit points, right? He's already lost most of his hit points.
We don't
You don't know how
that.
much armor he has.
We really
Yeah.
don't. And he's hitting us like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true, and Katra's mostly dead. In fact,
Well,
I will think it, and I will look at Katra and her smoldering body, and I will only send the orb.
Okay, I will.
Only send the orb, the grenade.
No grenade, just the orb. That was a good idea, though.
Maybe next time.
Yeah. So, I'm yelling, get to the ship, everybody, just let's go.
Also, those grenades are mostly fire-based, and he's on fire.
True,
So
he probably would.
Oh yeah.
What
we need is an ice grenade.
or a holy grenade, like Strahd.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
That
That worked so well on Strahd.
You guys have that god vial, but it's not on you guys. It's on Sift.
Yeah,
I mean, he's on the ship still, right?
right.
Yeah. So Sift has the god water. The gods, the tears.
Communing with his spirit.
Tears.
Tears for Fears?
Great band. Love that band.
I love that band too. I agree. It's a great band.
So underrated.
Then he takes the spear. He bows and says, "Pleasure doing business with you. I will not forget this."
What business as I run away? I mean, what business did we do? Nothing. We just
And then he strolls into the sword vault.
in there.
Can't believe we let that guy beat us.
Good
Can't
God,
let the guy beat me.
he's following us everywhere.
Yeah, I wonder how he's doing that.
Do we have... Is someone leaking information? Does he have like...
We should go back to Crescent and have our ship looked at by angels.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, there was that first encounter, and that was pretty close to the ship. Well, I hope it's not Agron's sword.
I could see that.
Yeah.
That would be a great plot twist, and Akron has to give up his sword. Oh my gosh.
That's the only thing I can think of that's evil enough to...
That would be a cool thing to come back to the sword vault and see if the guy could forge a new sword for him. Maybe we could go get some different metals.
No, I think he likes his sword.
What?
I think he likes his sword, even if
he
it...
likes his sword all right.
But I mean, if he had to give it up, one way to give it up might be convincing him to let the Forge Master make him something new. Right?
If you really like Zerstrador, though, that would be a tough call. That'd be interesting to see what he would choose to do.
So while you guys are on Katra's ship discussing, where to go, what to do, you see his ship start shooting at the sword vault.
What the hell? He's just destroying it? He's been destroying every place we've been to.
Oh, he hasn't.
Well, we don't know what Metacropolis looks like now.
You guys were just there and it was fine. He
I know.
was there and it was, well...
I know, but still.
Can I see the front of the cave?
He said he had a...
Yeah, why?
I teleport there.
What?
Okay.
Why?
You teleport into the fire zone?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the Forge Master out of there.
Oh my goodness, good luck with that. I think he's too deep in.
So Wade, you start racing to the sword vault, and you go to the tunnel. You go down the tunnel. You get into the passageway. You see the sarcophagus. It's been melted to slag.
Aww.
And you can see the smoking Forge Master. His robes have been melted off, and his metal bones are partially melted. They're scattered everywhere.
Should have come with us when I gave you the chance.
Do I see the hammer?
No.
What is up with this guy?
And the whole place is like it's coming down. There's rocks starting to. Well, the rocks aren't really falling, but they're exploding out from where the Hellfire cannons are boring holes into the place.
Are there any large chunks of his bone?
You find a skull.
Take it.
What?
You find a skull.
Okay, I'm gonna take it.
But you have to defy danger from fire and rocks.
10.
Okay, so you dash between the rocks and you avoid the fire and you scoop up his skull. What are you doing now?
I'm getting the heck out of Dodge. I'm hoping maybe we can forge this into a weapon later and awaken him, and we'll give that to Agron, and he'll give up the evil sword, and this guy will want revenge, and we'll kill the...
Talk, and he can tell us stuff and whatnot.
So as you're leaving, you see that the sword vault is like blown up, blasted apart, and you see the devil guy. He's floating back to his ship with that giant sword. So.
Oh my God! Really?
The what?
That's what I was afraid of.
God parts?
You guys never asked him.
We didn't know questions to ask. Need more research.
So it's the giant sword?
Yeah.
He can hold.
It was the only sword left in there.
Floating towards the ship, and he's floating like above it. And when he gets to a ship, you see more of those chains burst out of the ship, and they just kind of wrap the whole thing up. And you hear him shout something, and the ship starts to like tilt because it was upside down, and it starts to just float away upside down, dragging the sword with him.
Okay. Well then,
I think we have a better idea now that we know he's collecting God parts, right?
at least it seems like he is. I'm just assuming it. No. Anyways, can we go?
And wave as you come back and you're like, I found a skull. The eyes light up,
Yay!
and he says, thank you.
We weren't gonna leave you there like that.
Files?
I was gonna think more like Alphonse without his head.
Sweet. Wonder if we could find some. Are Kytherans confused?
Yeah.
Wonder if we could hook them to a dead Kytheran. Anyways.
It's a puppetry with the Kytheran.
Can I ask him any questions?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well, why couldn't you?
I don't know. I just was making sure. I didn't know if he was just saying thank
Rub
you
for ears.
out again or what.
Well, you can ask some questions if you want.
I'm gonna ask him why did the Devil Prince guy do this?
I have no idea. He's a devil.
You know what that sword could be used for?
Yeah, what was that sword for? Or who? Was it anybody's?
He says that was the sword that the dwarf maker forged.
Was the dwarf maker a god?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that special to it?
Besides being head forged by a god, you mean?
Forged and wielded by a god, just slew countless primordials.
Yes, I feel
And
like
it's
he's
ginormous.
a god. Or rebuilding a new god or something, or building a new god. Anyways,
I imagine if he gets enough god pieces, he will be a god.
I don't think there's any other questions. Did he say anything before he did all that?
He said he'd come looking for a sword.
And then he just melted you?
With fire. He took the hammer and all he could see was that he took the hammer. He was smashed apart when he took the sword.
No.
So I mean, he has the golden hammer.
Okay. Well, you want to live on my ship?
Can he float? Can he use willpower to float?
That's
Okay.
yeah. I guess he could float because everything else could float. So yeah, he could float.
So, I mean, we should keep him around until we can figure out a way to get him a body again.
Or maybe we could
We
take him
should-
back to the dwarven, I forget what it's called, the hammer place. It has a huge, gigantic hammer and
Oh, hammerhold
hammerhold.
or hammerfest, I think.
No, it's not hammerfest. That's the actual Norwegian.
Yeah.
Oh.
We should attach him to the front of the ship, where they always have like the mermaid or something. He could be able to watch it, look at or something.
Really?
It's brilliant, I tell you. Brilliant.
He declines that. That's not dignified.
Well, you're free to put yourself wherever you want on the ship. And
Oh, I won't take up too much space.
did you want us to take you back to your dwarven capital city?
This is what are you talking about?
Well, I guess he wouldn't know, would he?
He may not.
Oh.
I'll ask him and say, so remember when I was asking for some powerful weapons to help us defeat a great evil? That was the evil.
Why didn't you say so?
Yeah.
I would like Actually, is Wave have the ability to find like places that are non-hostile? That would
Wave.
be kind of neat for a nomad to have, by the way.
No, Wave can. Well, I think it's kind of neat that a nomad can unerringly know the direction and distance to any place he's been to before.
Or is that sarcasm?
No.
Gosh dang it, David.
No. He
Wait,
can't-
can I read? How far away can you read emotions?
You can't read emotions.
But Agron can't he sense?
It's got to be like he's got to be able to like see the person to get a beat to see it.
Well, no. What about like? Remember how there's areas are.
Oh, you mean the Oh, I know what it's called. Like it's where like one place is about war, so you get +1 to strength, or
Oh, you mean resonance?
resonance.
Yeah,
Thank you.
resonance. Can I find a resonance of peace?
No. How it works is if you've been to a spot, you know how to get back to like you know where that location is. So any island you've been to before, you know where to go. You can't sense resonances or anything like that. That's when I'm making that one of the realities questions though. Like you can
Okay.
sense what the resonance is by, kind of getting a feel for the area you're in. But you can't just find a peace spot or a war spot or whatever. You can find any island that you've already been to.
Okay.
Might be a cool advance move, though.
Well, I could see that being more like for a scion that like is more
Okay.
about reading,
Like thoughts from
or
far away.
maybe even a scion as in the race scion because
mhm.
scions they they have a bit of divinity in them. So
Okay.
some of the race scion advanced moves let you meddle with the astral and resonance.
So maybe you could like have a scion move that's like a shark smelling blood to follow a specific resonant trail.
Well, are you
Like
trying
resonant
to track where the devil's going?
No, I just wanted to find a city to land that wouldn't give us any trouble and we could rest a bit.
Well, you never had a problem with Metacarpal. You had that one little problem with the Cambion
that's true.
ship. But,
Well, I don't want to go back. I want to end up being. I want to go in a direction that goes us towards Agron City, but I want
Well, if you want to rest, Metacarpal isn't far.
Well, it is 10 o'clock.
Huh?
Maybe this is a good place to stop and wait for Chris next week.
to. True.
Well, I mean, if you guys want to
I
do
said
it,
it is 10 o'clock. Maybe this is a good place to stop and wait for Chris next week.
if you guys want to do that, that's fine. But did you want to make it go to Metacarpal at least to like rest and?
Sure, I guess we could do
and
that.
see if we can get some more potions since we've used them all already.
Or did you want to go to Spiral Harbor to have,
The angels look over the boat.
Yeah.
I think we
I
should have
like
the
that
angels look
idea.
over the boat.
Yeah, I guess we could do that instead.
Okay, so just to get that out of the way, you guys get there. I'm not going to do perilous journey because I don't want to bog down the session with a fight. You get there, but that's going to take up 16 rations each.
Okie dokie, we have plenty. Wait, 12 each.
16 each.
Oh, so 16
1,
times.
2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to be 50, 80.
So we're gonna need to buy more when we get to Spiral Harbor anyway, right?
Rations.
Then buy some Metacarpal before you leave.
Okay. I guess we'll get enough and then we'll buy more at Spiral
Okay.
Harbor.
Spiral Harbor. You dock, there's no problems. The city's looking a lot better than it was when you were there last night. They're still trying to rebuild, but there are 2 cathedrals here still. And I guess if you ask you'll ask an angel, hey, we fear that there might be some kind of infernal presence on our ship, and then they'll find someone who can find. They'll basically they'll find an Ophalm or a Cherubim that can analyze your ship, and they tell you that what you find out is that the platinum plates.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
That he paid us with.
that bastard.
That guy's a genius.
They are corrupted with greed.
Oh, so he's been tracking that, basically. So he's a greedy devil, huh?
Not necessarily.
So is there a way I can just they can give me money equal to the amount of the platinum plates, and then they can go ahead and get rid of the greed and use them or whatnot?
They're not going to accept them.
Kidding me, right? Maybe someone in Metacropolis will.
And they actually tell you that since you're not aware of the law, and you weren't aware, since you honestly were not aware these are corrupted, you won't be fined and imprisoned. But now that you are aware, you either have to, they either must be confiscated or you have to leave.
Oh. Well, we have.
Is there anyone here that can help us exercise them?
I don't think there's a way to do it.
Exercising them would require some pretty expensive purification rites, and they would have to be prolonged. So you'd end up actually spending. How much are they worth each? You'd end up spending
I don't remember what you
about
said.
100
Yeah,
coins
so it wouldn't be
per
worth
plate.
it.
Well, it would be worth it in the long run, but you have to leave them here for a while, and it'd cost you like what 500 coins up front just to have them purified.
We only have about 500 coins left. We have 582.
But the plates are worth 250 each.
That's probably worth it then, right?
But they do tell you that you have to either leave or.
Well, we have 11 of them.
Yeah, let's purify them.
So that's going to be.
I guess we'll do that then.
That's going to be 1,100 coins to purify.
Really?
If they're 100 each.
Well, we don't have 1,100.
Wow.
We can purify some to pay for them as we go.
Or what?
Well, we don't have to purify them all at once. We can purify one or two of them that we need, and then that'll help us get the money we need to pay for the rest to get them purified, right?
Yeah, but we'd still have to leave because there's others, we'd have the other stuff that is corrupted. I say, I'd almost say just hand them over. Like I said, we have 582 coins still, and not like we can't find more later.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess I'll hand them over sadly with a big frowny face and a grimace on my face.
Okay. So he doesn't actually touch them. He motions them up, and they float out of his hand. And then he holds his hand out, and there's a big blinding flash of light, and then they're gone when the light clears.
I cry. I said, "Oh my goodness."
He says, "Yes, child, tears of joy that you've been freed from the sin."
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right, so we need to buy some more rations, and then we'll take off.
Yeah.
And see, now we have a need for money, so let's see if we can get any delivery jobs to Chris's home.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
We are going there anyway.
Wait, how many rations would we need to get
To
there?
get back there, if we can get to Metacarpolis, so assuming you fly straight there, we'll say.
Wait, why are we going to Metacarpolis? I thought we were going to.
He was just giving
I'm using it as a beat for distance.
Oh.
Probably need about 150 rations total. To fly straight
And
to.
how much are rations again? Aren't they like 3 coins per
it's
5?
like 3 for 5. They're pretty cheap. Dungeon rations, 3 coins for 5 uses. So.
Okay, hold on.
Spend 90 points.
That's it?
Yeah, because you get 5 uses. 5
Hold on.
times 30
Divided
is
by 5 equals, so there's, oh, I see, 30. Yeah, you're right, 90. Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Perfectly fine. I have no problem with that.
and that
Actually,
should-
can I get 200?
yeah, sure.
That would be
There's not as many
40.
mouths to feed in this setting.
So that'd be 120.
And that one guy that gave you the directions for the arm, he has he's here and he has some supplies that deliver. I'm trying to think of what going over to Chris's land.
Finery. Clothing.
Yes,
Sorry,
exotic.
it's all royal, right?
Yes, silks and
Exotic spices.
He'll have you deliver silks and exotic spices. We'll go with that. That sounds like something up Chris's character's.
He'll appreciate that.
And he will pay you. He'll give you 150 points now, 150 when you get there.
Okay.
Who are we taking there?
Somebody else.
Yeah, someone else.
Okay.
Someone else will give you 150 points when you get there.
There you go. Now we know where we're starting next week, right?
There we
Yeah,
go.
not there next week. So that means that you guys will make a net gain of 180 points after paying for food.
Yeah, yeah.
And stuff.
Well, more like 140.
Leave about 120 points with food.
We did. We had 582. That gives us 462.
No, but he's paying you 300, so 120 minus 300.
Oh, well, I only added 150 because that's all we're getting now.
It'll be full gain of that one.
Well,
So.
we'll see. We'll see.
It's not as much as you guys had before, but
Well, no, it's still
you're
something.
In the session, you learned something new and powerful, important about the world.
I think we did.
Yes.
Did you loot memorable treasure
I've got a skull.
and some swords? That's
Did we get some? Okay.
Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
No.
No.
We tried.
We
And failed.
overcame.
I did rush heedlessly into the fray.
I'm not like the best alignment. That's just what I do naturally anyway, so I feel like that's like the
Try
alignment.
drinking philander while it spiral.
I'll say you drink in philander after you lose your
My platinum slabs.
220,
Yeah.
like what, 2,700 coins worth of plates.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll let you philander for that.
Sweet.
But
Did I use my powers in an unexpected way to steal the orb?
yeah, I'll give you that. That was not. I did not expect you to do that.
So that's 3 altogether for main.
Yeah, I think everyone's got 3.
Well, I mean, unless we did an alignment thing.
Well,
I'm just
that's
saying
what I'm
this
saying.
is for Chris. I'm just making. I'm
Yeah,
jotting it down.
2,
for Chris.
and he didn't steal any information.
Well, he could have. I'm sure he would have tried if he could. But that's right. He couldn't last time with that guy.
You could at that point in time because you missed.
Oh.
So
What is level?
it's 7 plus your level is how much XP you need to have.
Right. So if you're level 4, you need 11 experience to get to the next one.
Oh, so close.
Yeah, I know.
I made level 5. Woot woot.
Sweet. That's right. You got all those. You got that one big miss. I thought maybe another one.
2 misses.
It was great because it literally let me. So now you guys have a better handle what the guy can do.
True.
And we're starting to get in a better handle on what his goals are.
True. We might. We're assuming for now.
I think he's a gluttony devil, the way he
Huh?
uses
I
his
don't
mouth.
know.
It's
I don't think he might not be full devil though. He might just be an actual Cambion, which is. I don't know. I just think he's building something.
yeah, it's possible.
I think he has plans.
Mm-hmm.
And plans within plans.
Be interesting if you got enough god parts and then put that spear in the god parts.
Yeah.
Created a moon. That's right. With me watching all these forensic files, I'm starting to come up with a plan. Am I close?
I'm not gonna touch you.
Gosh dang it.
I'm not.
I'm close. I know it. All right.
Okay, so what do the swords do? How does this work now?
So they're warriors, right?
Correct.
So what they want you to do is they want you to fight, and they want you to fight worthy
I'm
of.
gonna run to bed, guys, but you guys have a good one. Thanks for the session.
See you tomorrow. Or no, you don't have work tomorrow. See you Friday, Shane.
Sounds good.
So what we're gonna do for their instinct is they want you to fight worthy opponents and succeed. So whenever you do that, they gain 1 XP, and when they gain 5, you'll get to add an improvement off of them.
Okay.
So you also you gotta it's gotta be like a fair fight. Like you can't just ambush a goblin and get the XP. It's gotta be like something that could actually reasonably threaten you.
Right. Well, something like when I killed the thing last session. Right?
Yeah, that would have gotten me 1 from that. And it's an every time thing. It's not a once per session thing. So think of it like getting miss XP.
Right.
And
So
the improvements, what I got for them so far is that they'll warn you of danger, so it'll work like the thief move where you can't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be one that lets you just deal bonus damage. One of them will be you roll your damage twice and take the best result, like you're dual wielding them. And I'm thinking of another one where like they gain the near tag, like you can throw them and they'll come back to you.